Ladies and gentlemen, Wagwan, welcome back to another Relentless Trading Recap. Today I'm going to do this video in my Jamaican accent. Uh, all jokes aside, welcome back. That's a little different, right? Little something to shake it up here a little bit. Let's come on down to screen number one and let's talk about this awesome day of momentum that we had here in the small cap land. I'm finishing up $1,400 here in just 1 hour of trading, guys. Just 1 hour of trading. And today I went pretty easy. Pretty chilled. The day started off with some very, very aggressive stocks and a move in AZTR. Absolute beast. I mean, maybe MLGO and other than that, HOLO, BMR, those are just the other stocks that come to mind when I look at this move and how strong it was, right? A lot of the times, you guys know, for me, when we see a move like this in pre-market, I always say, are we going to be able to continue and give something similar into the open? And boy, did this one continue. And right before the open, it started to inch up towards the pre-market high. It pushed through, and I was wondering if this is going to be the type of stock that I should just jump into at the open. And I had the instinct, I had the urge, I even said it right into the coming into the open. But that risk aspect part of me was thinking, man, I don't want to just jump in there 2-3K shares. This thing does drop down $1, and I'm starting the day red 3K. And so I didn't jump in, I didn't chase, and it took off. This thing took off going from 607 up to 731 in just one candle in less than a minute. In fact, this move was so powerful that I don't usually show archives here, but I mean, we really have to just show this archive, right? For the people who might have missed the trading day and who will say that they need GameStop momentum. Guys, we don't need GameStop. What we need is strong small cap stocks just like this. In fact, I already skipped ahead too much. Let me go back. This right here is coming into the open. So again, we had the pre-market high around 572. We did push through that level. I went to just 1,000 shares, 1,500 shares to give this thing a shot coming in. And watch this thing go. So there's the open. It's gonna start. Well, actually, that's not the open yet. There's a 14,000 share bid in there around 12 area. It's coming up and into the open. We pushed over 30 and this thing started moving. There was 60, 70. There's $7 and we didn't even see through 7. We just saw 731 into the halt up. And from there, the resumption. I usually like to look for the dip and rip, and hold on, we'll ignore ADIL for now. We're gonna come back to that one in a second. AZTR, man, look at this crazy resumption. We're halted up here at 730. This thing opens up around 760. It's gonna pull back here, and this pullback is gonna be super tight. Watch this. It's gonna drop 50. 50 was the stock is so strong that 50 was the pullback right there. And I mean, look at how fast it's up here to 873. I mean, just now, if I'm being more aggressive, I could buy here, but I'm not being super aggressive. And we've been in this market where we've been seeing halt resumptions working. A few weeks ago, they have not been working, and so I think that's on me to have been a little bit more assertive here in this situation, because whilst we didn't really dip, there's still the high of day trade, and there's still the trade which is the break of 8 that's coming up right here. But again, ideally out of the resumption, I want to see a pullback, and then as we start to bottom out, I want to be in close to that bottom and then catch the surge up. From about 70, we dipped to 50, which for a move this big and a stock this volatile, I didn't want to be that guy buying it at 850, or excuse me, 750, and then the dip actually comes maybe 710, 720, and then pushes up. And I'm actually going to get caught in one of those drops later throughout the day, right, which we'll talk about. In that area, I did lose my patience for a little second, and it's going to cost me like 70 cents on one trade, right? So from there we pushed up, and we pushed up essentially all the way to 10. And here's where we finally started to see a bit of a pullback. We finally started to see consolidation, and then this is going to set us up for the move over 880, and then the push up to 1075, and the retest of the high, and the push through the highs for the push up to 12. So this thing was absolutely incredible, man. It's a matter of just, we never want to fight fire with fire per se, but we want to come in with that high intensity. And it's why, you just never know what type of day you're gonna get, right? So, I do commend all the traders here in our community who are always ready for that fight. Today the pastor a little bit more mellow, taking it easy. Let's fast forward here a little bit. So I was trading ADIL, um because I realized, okay, this stock here might have left the station. It's given such a strong move so quickly. I'm going to take the pullback ADIL, take the move going up, because we were also halted, so there was some downtime. And I think, let's see, I'm going to try a pullback trade in here. And I think this is where I'm going to have my first loss, where I made the mistake of looking away from the ask price a little too long, and I thought the spreads was tighter than it actually was in this area. This is going to give me a much bigger loss than I would have wanted or needed. If I had put out the limit order at 40, my risk could have been much, much tighter here, and I would have lost maybe 220 at 200 maybe at most. Instead, this is a much bigger loss of about 30 cents. Could have done without that, right? So here's the actual bottom of the pullback. I believe $8 was the bottom, and you can see from 8 how quickly it kind of bounced up there to 830, 837. So, something like this, it's a little bit of timing. Again, could have used the limit order, and sometimes it's not so much that I have a losing trade. That's part of the plan. Like, we plan that we can have losses, but more so making sure we execute properly so that our risk is not increased on the trade. Because if I'm in at 40, I can cut that trade quickly at 30 and be in a better position to buy back at $8 to try to get that bounce back up, right? Something like that changes the outcome just like that. Maybe I'm in at 810, 815, catching that move to 830, 840, maybe even holding a couple shares here towards 60, right? So let's fast forward again. I think I'm going to take, let's see here. So on this move up, I was hoping, and this is how massive the range was. And again, today was a day that just paid to be aggressive. So on this move up, I'm hoping we can see another bit of a pullback before we go, right? And right here is where breakout trading is going to really come in handy. Like that jump right there from about 50, 60 to 80, a lot of people are going to just buy. And I was not willing to jump in. And, it's going to align right here with a 1 minute candle making the new high, and also the break of 9 potentially. So we went from 8 to 880, and I'm hoping, man, can we see some sort of a pullback before it goes? There's no such thing as pullback before it goes. Just like that, boom, 920. So even if I took the entry at 870, 880, there's still 40 cents right there of potential gains up to that high point. So, I think it lingered here for a second or two, and then it's just go time, right? So in this consolidation, I could have potentially been in between 80 and 9, and from 80 and 9, we're going to see 950 here in the next couple seconds, and then I believe right up to 10. My memory's a little off because it was all, since this morning. Did we go right up to 10? 63, I think it. So at this point, I'm feeling like, man, I just can't, I don't want to buy up here. I can't chase it. And this thing ended up going to 970. Let's skip ahead 30 seconds. Yeah, just a couple seconds later, from 970, it's gonna explode here. I could have, and even here, right? Like I see these entries too, like break of 9. We're seeing some green on the tape, but I'm a little too, caught up in missing so many trades that it just feels like I'm chasing the stock. It's like this. It's like this vicious cycle. Anytime a stock is just super aggressive right away. So in the past, like for those of you who've been watching for a while, I'd make like comments as I trade and gestures like nope, I'm not letting you go without me this time, or I want the smoke today. I want to be. I'm gonna buy the highs. I don't care. All those type of crazy comments like sometimes because you guys know how I get when we start to getting into the fun of it, right? So, but I'm thinking about the risk. I'm being a little bit more on the defensive, and boom, 1075, and in my head I'm like, freaking heck. I mean, just incredible strength, man. Even with 1,500 shares, 1,000 shares, if I'm to take all the entries that I see, I mean, a calm 3,000 with just 1,000 shares, 1,500 shares, much less with 3,500, 5K size or 8K size. I mean, this is good though. This is good. The worst case, this is great news. This is great that this stock is doing this. It's great that we're seeing this type of momentum. And I do know that when I do put forth the effort and the initiative to be aggressive in these situations, I already know I can see my P&L already on days to come saying 20K on a day like this, 25K, another record setting kind of day. 'Cause, the size makes the difference. I mean, you're in there 8, 10,000 shares, you get a move like that, 7 grand, like that, right? Now, is there a risk? Can you lose? Of course, there's risk, but we're overwhelmingly profitable and we're overwhelmingly accurate. Whether it's myself, Tim, Marcelo, Triad, we're green 7 out of every 10 days, 8 out of every 10 days, 9 out of every 10 days, and so putting out more size will equate to more money over time. Yes, we can have red days or bigger red days, bigger losses, but over time. But yeah, this is to sum up this one. I mean, later into the move, I kind of I had like another small loss. You can see I didn't I only traded 3,000 shares. I was trading ADIL as this one pushed up, and then I started kind of scalping this thing. I'm like I'm trying to get myself back to green, small size, and I did get back to green at one point, and then I started losing money. I think we had some decent trades in here. I think I caught a nice. We can go back. I think I caught a nice trade at 964, and again, this is just small size right here. So this was the high of the bear flag. Well, not the high of the bear flag, but a key area in the bear flag. And if we could have held up 960s, there's a high chance, 60s, 70s, 80s range. There's a high chance we could have seen the move back up. And it did get all the way up to 29, and right here I thought it might have went, but I'm selling into the highs, taking profits there. That was a pretty good trade to get us kind of back to flat. I did have some lingering orders today, which I guess is not really anything super new with Thinkorswim, but part of the deal. But we really wanted to see this retest the highs right here. If not, we knew there was a high chance of backside, and that's what it ended up being, backside, right? So that was AZTR. I mean, just really impressive stock, really impressive move. After that, it did come down, and short sellers. Yesterday I spoke about why short sellers are usually so aggressive in consolidations closer to the highs. Just look at this right here, right? If you're a short seller and you have shares available to you very cheaply, just look at this. High of day is 12, right? And you can potentially be short at $11, 10.90, 10.60. You're risking towards high of day. You're risking $2 a share, $1 a share in areas like this, You're risking $1.50, $2.50 a share, and that's your risk. You might say, man, Relentless, that's a super huge risk. And it might be, but depending on your size and how you're managing the trade, what is your potential profit target? From 12, this thing came from 156 to 12. If I'm risking $2 a share, and I know that a lot of these stocks, like almost 90% of the stocks that we trade, do not have continuation the next day. They sell off the same day. And so, to be honest, it's like every time on the stream where I say backside, It's like I really and truly should just be going short with a stop at the high because you know, I mean, look at where we are right now, $4. So if I'm short up there at 10, you know, there's a nice $6, $7 a share, and you maybe even holding this thing to tomorrow to see it go lower, right? Because that's more than likely what's going to happen. But as we know, there's always risks both ways, so we got to manage and we got to plan accordingly. So guys, hit that thumbs up, by the way, as we're going through this recap. Remember that day trading is risky business. A lot of people out there are having a hard time. A lot of people are struggling. Take it slow, take it easy. Don't rush the rush. If you're new, you know, utilize small size, utilize simulators, practice, 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 and improve and become experienced and competent before sizing up. Remember, the live streams and recaps are never a reason to try and copy trade. It takes time to learn the strategy, months, more commonly years. All right. Lastly, remember, I do not invest for my followers, which means I will never message you randomly and start a conversation. Be careful of fake accounts. A lot of fake accounts out there. A lot of people who are pretending to be me. I will never message you first. I do not offer copy trading, mirror trading, nor do I utilize WhatsApp or Telegram. I don't even have those apps. So stay safe out there. Now, with that being said, hit that thumbs up. Let's jump back into it. That was AZTR. We also had ADIL and ADIL SLRX. SLRX, I was green on a couple $100. Ended up getting a little chopped in this area here in some of these pullbacks. But, you know, overall, this one was also clean. But again, did require that aggression, right, to the upside. A lot of breakout trades. You know, you have to really be pushing that buy button the moment that green starts to hit the tape. You know, textbook stuff, really. Textbook stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna pull it up. I did pull it up a little late in terms of the resumption here, so I didn't trade this resumption. I was still watching at AZTR in this area of like 970, where I thought was like our last line of support. So I did miss the first move here, but other than that, you know, we did push up here over 350 and then $4. I think I caught a nice. Actually, it was. I think I might have been up 800 on this one in the first trade here, in the first 2 or 3 trades. Let's see. What's interesting is I don't remember giving back profits, but it looks like I did. I ended flat on this one. So this was an anticipation for the high of day breakout through 39. I think I'm going to get back in again, maybe a little bit more size. Unless I'm thinking, I mean, maybe let's just watch. I could be thinking about the other stock. I don't know. I might have been thinking about the other stock. 40. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to miss that move there. And, you know, this is kind of close. I gave it a few attempts, but I'm not really seeing that ask price pushing higher quickly. So I'm back out. And this is also why it's great if we can be in on the pullback and giving the stock time to move up, because then we don't have to worry about getting back in because we're already in and we can just scale out of the move and take profits on the way. So I'm going to miss that breakout there. It gets up to 70. The dip we have 51 by 56. 54, but we don't push through 70 right there. So it's going to be just a small win or a scratch trade. Right here, watching for the break below 50 and the move back over 50. Can we see something? But only 52, 53. So not a great trade there. It's a bit of a scratch trade as well. And you can see how fast it's back down, right? The low of the last candlestick was 18. So I'll be watching this area here if it pushes down some more. Did it? I think it did come down some more. Let's see. But what I don't want to do is buy high 20s or mid 20s. If I can be patient here to wait for this. Let's see. I think, okay, we had 22. Let me see how this went. Oh, no. Nope, not what I want. So right here, we dipped to 20, and this is exactly kind of what happened to me on some trades today. So we dipped to 22. There's a seller here. I'm going to hesitate to buy in this area because of the seller. But I'm gonna say, you know what? I think we can be able to push through. And the moment I'm gonna try to go long, it's already like ripping through the level. So 22 on the 23, 24 by 29. I'm gonna try to jump in right here. 24 by 25. The order's gonna hit, and then we're gonna rip through in the moment I'm trying to get long in here. Yeah. So on my side, a little slow right there. I should have already been in 23. 18, 18, even 25, like 25 versus 18 for that low is super clean. So this right here is just going to be like a failed trade where we should be in at 25, taking that quick profits over 30, 35. We're in at 35. So that's like massive slippage there getting in late. So trades like that, we got to be careful of. We got to be a little quicker. Did it come down some more? Looks like it bounced up a little bit from there. Perhaps it retested 50. But yeah, this was a SLRX. It wasn't too bad. ADIL to bring it back a little earlier. Let's see. I think this one we caught that high of day breakout on. Break of 2, was it? So let's just double check. So we're watching for the break of 3, break of 2 here. There's some sellers at the level. I'm gonna try to get back in as it's holding close to it. Can we push through $2? You can see it's really struggling, right? So I want to be quick on the sell. Guys, we use level 2. We use a lot of level 2, as you guys can see. Like level 2, we're big on level 2. Level 2 in time and sales, you know, similar to platforms like Guardian, Lightspeed. This Dash Trader execution platform is pretty clean with the level 2. And I'm you know, I like my colors a little different. So I put these specific color codes because to me they're very appealing to the eyes, right? Whatever works, right? So we get a nice trade there through the level of 2, and I'm going to get back in. I'm going to watch for the continued push to 210, 215. 99. It's holding the level here. I should be back in. I should be back in. I should be back in. I'm not back in. Why? I don't know. It held up $2 for more than enough time right there. So even that was a missed trade. We could have already been back in there. But 2 quick trades through the level, and then this one did continue over time. We pulled back, and then it curled up right here, getting halted up at 212, and then resuming. Let's see. So we resumed. We pushed up to 15. It's gonna dip down. I'm gonna take the dip here, and I'm gonna watch for the move back up over 15. It's churning a little bit. Can we see that push? If not, I'll take the profits. I can try back over 10 right here. There's 4 again. I'm going to try one more time. Can we push through 10? A lot of churn, a lot of selling. Over 10 I can try again. I think would be a decent area here for the breakout. Right there, 10. Can we push through with some green on the tape? I could have been in there, 10, 11. See, you know, watching this back, I'm seeing that I'm, you know, again, not as aggressive. And I probably could have caught that bigger move. Not as aggressive as I could have been in some of these areas. Especially when the day is this type of strong, right? You can definitely be able to capture some nice sweet trades being aggressive. In the dip, I'm in a little too high. And this one, you know, ended up, I think, consolidating, and it went higher, but there's like another resumption, I think. But yeah, that was the day, guys. That was the day. Tomorrow again. Tomorrow again. Another sweet day. Another nice. Man, the markets, man. What can I say? This is why we wake up every day and we trade. This is why we try our best to be disciplined. This is why we keep working. And you know I can't head out of here without flexing the Discord. Hold on, let me flex the Discord muscles right now. For anybody who's considering joining the chat room, you're not sure if the chat room would make sense for you, let me show you guys the people who are involved in this chat room, right? Let me show you guys the greatness that's involved that you can associate yourself with. Shout out to all the traders from the purple names to who are the students, to the blue names who are our regular members. Shout out to everyone here today. Shout out to everyone. Coming up, Jimmy, Mighty, Putty. I mean, so many people here. Cassell, right? Or no, not Cassell. Kersey, right? So many people today. BMAC, right? BMAC is in the building. Save got caught on something. And shout out to Save, always keeping it transparent, which is what we love to see in our community. We even got a post from Ross Cameron, not the real Ross Cameron, but shout out to Ross Cameron, one of the OG goats in the day trading world. 45 grand today, man. So many people. Marcelo, one of the mentors here in the MMU community, 10 grand, right? I mean, just so many people, right? Oren, nice day today with the small size. Jeff with the small size. So many people killing it. So many people killing it, man. Shout out to the students. Shout out to the students. Shout out to the team. Shout out to the traders here, man. I mean, just look at these sweet gains, right? Look at these sweet, sweet gains. 8K, 2K. It's almost like an auction, right? 13K, 14K. Lucas. Shay. Nicely done with the small size. I mean, just, man. The Discord, absolutely killing it. Big Steve in the building. Jessica with the small size in Trader Rehab, bouncing back with nice green days. Big Steve with a record day. This is exactly what we would like to see. Beam, aka Brian, right? This is one of the team house members that came, one of the students who came on the trip with the team house members, getting it done today. Minty, also one of the students that came on the trip, getting it done today. This is exactly what we love to see in that beautiful calendar right here. Just 2 red days, very disciplined trading. Shout out to the Relentless trading community. Shout out to MMU. Shout out to the chat room. Shout out to the YouTube viewers, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to the haters too, man. Shout out to everybody, because none of this could happen without the people, man. This is a beautiful ecosystem, and there's a lot of good camaraderie. Jeez, let me use a different word. Synergy, since I can't say the proper word here. Nice synergy. A lot of people working together. Jackson with a mega day. And Jackson had some turbulence, a few red days last month, and this right here gets him right back to all-time highs, and that's why we keep the losses tight. Shout out to the team, man. Cactus. I mean, we can keep going. SF. We can keep going. We can keep doing this all day. This is the beauty of the chat room. This is the beauty of the community, and I love to see it, man. Relentless Trader's gonna be here every day for this exact reason. Everything tomorrow again. Soon as it hits 9 a.m., I'm logging in again tomorrow. Can't wait to wake up the next day. We thank God that we're waking up to get the chance to trade, to get the chance to live this beautiful life. Man. Okay, it's a 30-minute recap. I can't overdo it. So I'm gonna shut it down. Hit that thumbs up. Woo! The Relentless trading community, man. Guys, big up yourself, man. Yeah. We're going to end it off on another accent here. Hit that thumbs up and take it easy. Yeah, man. Stay safe. Stay green. Catch you guys later. I butchered that, but yeah.